ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Saturday. I hope that your weekend started well and that you had a good week as well. As you might have seen on the news, you might not have seen on the news, but here in the UK, things are hotting up. And the last time I was streaming, I did say that it was a heat wave, but not really a heat wave because it's only kind of 24, 25 degrees. But then today, in my car, it said 34 degrees Celsius, which obviously is a lot hotter. And I mean, I have got I can't remember what I called it. Was it the Apollo 13? Or Apollo 11, I can't remember what I referred it to, but my air conditioning system, it must have been Apollo 13 because of the way that they had to fix everything or just use particular things in order to make it work when they were up in space, and that's what I had to do with my air conditioning unit. But that is going at the moment, so it's not quite as bad as having to sit in a room that is really, really hot, so kind of getting away with it at the moment. But as with everything on the live stream, who knows what's going to happen? I can see you guys in the live chat room already. So hello to you. And we have Bob, Diamond Girl, Ro, Billy, Bella, Christian, Ocean, Cats, Bob, Debbie Howard as well, Gail, Rose, Tammy, Billy, Daisy, and Clownface. Hello to all you guys in the live chat room tonight. So let me get the names of my patrons up on screen because they make this all possible in the first place. And yeah, a huge thank you to you guys. You know who you are, the foundation of everything that I do. And I'm assuming that everything is working, that you can hear me, that you can see me. And I think generally, if it's not the case, then people start commenting saying we can't hear you or see you. So I think it's fine. Oh, another thing that did happen, I noticed that the live stream, I think, said it was going to happen an hour before now, or before 11 p.m, so 10 p.m. earlier this evening, but you guys who tune in regularly will know it's 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So if the internet and YouTube is all saying something different and you haven't heard it from me, you know exactly when I'm going to live stream because it's always 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. That's when I go live. So there we have it for the first gremlin of tonight, but it seems like there are a few people here, so hello to you guys. And if you could leave a thumbs up as you come through the door, that would be very much appreciated. Because as always, we're aiming for a particular amount of likes in order to bust out the guitar and have a jam. It will be number 245. So Phil Jam number 245. If we get to 410 likes. So if you could hit the thumbs up would be great. And let me see if I can get the likeometer up on screen to see where we are at the moment. We have 240. So already a very good start. It means that we are already over, just trying to do some quick math, already over halfway. Definitely over halfway. 251 now. So, that means we're looking for. It's going to keep on moving. I'll wait for it to get to a slightly easier number so I can figure out how many more likes we're looking for. I was about to try and work it out, but then it's jumped. I'm going to wait for a little bit because I know that we get a spike of the likes and it's going to be too quickly. As soon as I've worked it out, then it'll jump again. So, yeah, thanks, guys, for hitting the thumbs up and making the maths much more difficult for me to figure out. But I tell you what, if we get to 280, that means that it will be 130 that we're going to need. In order to, so there you go, 130, quick, finish. So that's the maths done for tonight. So, yes. Right, let's get the donations tab up on screen because, as I always say, you don't have to donate. Just watching is great. So, for those people that can't resist donating, I think it's important that they know between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube through the super chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal link, which you can find in the description below. But like I said, you don't have to pay for anything. Don't have to pay for analysis videos. I got another email from somebody saying, oh, I don't know your prices as to, you know, what you charge to do an analysis video. So yeah, they need to watch the live streams, because I don't do that kind of thing. I just go on the requests. And the thing about the requests is that whatever it is, I look at it and it's just objective, and I just point out what's going on. And unfortunately recently, and I will do an update video on this, but recently I had a video that I was just pointing out what was going on. That's all I'm doing. Yeah, really, it's nothing controversial at all. Just looking at something and saying what it is. It's really, I don't know, it's really difficult when some people can't just take it as that all I'm doing is just pointing out, you know, what is going on, and that's it. And people find that interesting. Some people might like to know what is actually happening, and other people might not like the result of me pointing out, you know, what's happening, but it doesn't change the fact that it's happening. So yeah, we had a situation like that recently, but I'll do an update video on that very soon, maybe even tomorrow night, if I can get everything sorted and organized and edited together. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But this is just the nature of doing analysis videos that are requested, that I get all kinds of performances by all kinds of bands and artists, and yeah, all it is just, yeah, pointing out exactly what's going on. And yeah, it's very difficult because sometimes there are particular videos, performances where people say, oh, why don't you just miss that one out? Or why don't you skip that one? Or why did you do that one? And for me on the channel, it's all about keeping it objective. So if I started to miss out ones for one reason or another, then that's not being objective. You're now subjectively choosing what you're looking at, which is not how I do it. So yeah, and I think that's the best way to do it, and every analysis video is exactly the same. So it means that I'm going to be just pointing out what's happening. Yeah, it's not. I'm going to say it's not rocket science, but some people think, yeah, obviously it's very in depth, and I do look at things in a lot of detail, but it's not rocket science as to what I'm doing. It's just getting a video and just saying what's going on, and if it's somebody singing and pointing out vocal techniques, if somebody's playing the guitar, pointing out guitar techniques, and that's it. Just explaining about the video and hopefully giving a bit of insight on it. And yeah, sometimes I'm pointing out things that maybe people weren't aware of, and then some people aren't fans of particular things that are done during live performances, or, you know, pre-recorded performances, and then put to a particular video. But yeah, this is just what I do, just straight up and objective analysis videos. And I do look at yeah, all kinds of bands and artists, and if I started choosing them, then yeah, it's not really fair. You know, if you're objective, you just got to look at everything and just say what's going on with everything. So anyway, I will get into all of that in a video, maybe tomorrow night. But anyway, I can see that there have been some donations in the super chat window, so thank you guys for these. It is Paul who donated $5. Thank you for that, Paul. The message is, spike those likes, have fun tonight, catch up crew for me, rock. So thank you for that, Paul. And Orlando is in the house as well and has donated $2. So thank you for that, Orlando. And the message is, hi everyone, spike the likes with lots of thumbs up. So right, we do have a couple of donations over on PayPal as well, so I will where have they gone? I will address those. Okay, right, the first one was Bryony, who donated £5, so thank you for that, Bryony. And the message is, for your kindness and patience with, that's just what I was talking about, with all those who still can't see your analysis videos are objective. So thank you for that. And yeah, it's not really the videos that the problem, it's the subjective reaction to what I just happen to be pointing out about a performance. And again, it's just all fact-based. It's not my opinion or something that I've fabricated. And this is something that when I do receive some requests, and I've had a few of these recently, where somebody sent me a video of a particular performance and they say, oh, is this the original vocal from the album, or has the vocal been pitch corrected? Are they using auto-tune? All this kind of stuff. And the problem is that with my videos, I set a really high bar for even doing a video in the first place where I'm pointing out something that might lead to things being mentioned that people don't expect when they're watching a video and they're assuming that somebody's singing something in a particular place, and then it turns out that it's not in that particular place at all, and it's pre-recorded and pitch corrected and all that kind of stuff. I've got a really high bar for when I do a video. So when somebody sends me a video and says, oh, is this particular artist miming? And some of these bands are really well-known bands, and they'll send me a link to a video that is just on somebody's channel. It's not an official release by the band. So immediately you think, well, anybody could have done that. Somebody could have taken live footage of any band and isolated the vocal, auto-tuned it, pitch corrected, or even if they really wanted to get into the details of it, if they were playing to a click track live, they'd be able to overdub the studio vocal onto the live performance. So when looking at something like that, it's not a video that I'm looking at that's been released in an official capacity. Like recently where we were looking at Sir Paul McCartney's voice, and we had the original vocal and the pitch corrected vocal, and we could compare those two together to see exactly what they'd done in order to change it. All of that is coming from the official Beatles YouTube channel. So it's totally cross-referenceable by everybody to go and actually see it on the official channel. So that kind of thing, I'm very strict on having official versions of everything, because people can take stuff, they can manipulate stuff if they want to, and they can release it on their own channel if they've got some personal agenda against a particular band or singer or artist. They can change it and then upload it to their channel, and then send it to me and say, oh, does this sound auto-tuned or is this mimed? If it's not coming from the official channel, then of course it could be, because somebody's done it. It has to be released in an official capacity. And the other thing people might say is that with Taylor Swift concerts that we looked at, with that particular analysis video, I had the official audio from her YouTube channel, official YouTube channel, but also audio from multiple shows around the world that was shot on smartphones by loads of different fans at loads of different times, and those were matching up. Now, in order for that again to happen is impossible. It has to be exactly the same vocal. But the reason in that case that I use non-official uploads is because we can cross-reference all of that audio data from the tour, from different months, from different days, where it shouldn't match up at all. So where you've got 4, 5, 6 different shows all matching perfectly, then you say, well, that's just the more data you can get, the better. But these people aren't they're not recording it on their phone and then quickly running home and getting it on their computers, opening up Logic Pro 10, and they're all in communication with each other saying, right, we've got to all do this. And then somebody said, yeah, but hang on, I haven't recorded mine yet because I haven't been to the gig. They say, so how am I going to sync it all up and make it sound identical? So yeah, getting more data in that kind of sense is great, because those people recording it on their phones, they haven't got an agenda and they're fans. So the last thing they would do is get everything matching up, because it might, I suppose, show it in a bad light that it's just the same thing over and over again, night after night in lots of different countries. And yeah, for that particular analysis video, it is great to get all of that data, because like I said, I've got a really high bar for when I do an analysis video to make sure that what I'm saying is absolutely conclusive and is objective and is factual, so that people that see my videos can then react how they want to subjectively, but everything that I'm presenting is objective. So, and the ultimate test for anybody that maybe doesn't understand my videos, hasn't seen a lot of my analysis videos, the only thing really that you need to, I guess, have to prove that what I'm saying is true is that the videos are still up. They remain on the channel. And if what I was saying, if there were any, I guess, loopholes that particular people could use to remove the videos from my channel, they would absolutely find them and they would use them. But like I said, I've got a really high bar, so it means that my analysis is watertight, so that there's nothing in there that they say, oh yeah, but that's a lie and that's a subjective opinion and that's not true. I've made sure that everything I'm doing, especially when, like I said, cross-referencing multiple people's videos from different shows at different times in different countries, there's only one explanation for that. And if you tried to come up with another explanation in a court of law, unfortunately, you'd probably just get chucked out, because they say, well, you're wasting the court's time. This is obviously the same audio playing back. It has to be. Yeah, if it's exactly the same across, 6 months and in 4, 5, 6 different countries at different times. But anyway, moving on. Thank you for that, Bryony, that £5 donation. And Debbie has donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Debbie. And the message is, hi Phil, I hope you have Apollo 13 up and running. I hear it's going to be hot in the UK. Love the idea of guitar lessons during the live stream. Thanks for all you do. You are the best. Love you, Debbie. So thank you for that. And yeah, Apollo 13, as I said earlier, up and running. And I mean, hopefully it's not going to get too much hotter than it already is, but it might do. It might get a little bit hotter. From what I've seen in the forecast, we could be in for some even hotter temperatures, but I do have Apollo 13 up and running, so I'll just be sat in front of that and just try and wait it out. So anyway, thank you for that. And Karen's donated £4.57, and the message is, hi Phil, I enjoyed your recent analysis videos. I don't find them controversial. You tell it as it happens, just for fun. From Rethink. Describe a unique or quirky habit you have. We all have at least one. Thanks for all you do and for being you. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that. And I don't know, I think I don't know whether it's a habit or whether it's even quirky, but I do like to do things in a particular way, or like when I'm cleaning, I will have to clean things properly, or make sure that everything's done. I can't just quickly clean something. And like, for example, today, where again, I think the birds aim for my car. So yeah, they make a mess all over my car. And I know that some people are quite happy going out and driving with stuff over their car. But for me, especially when it's on the windscreen, it's something that I can't go out until I've cleaned it. But the problem that I've got is once I've cleaned a bit, then I have to clean the rest of it. Then I clean another bit, then I clean, and then it turns into like half an hour of cleaning my car. So yeah, I think cleaning things is something that I do as a habit, just a daily thing, keeping everything organized and keeping things clean. Yeah, pretty much. I think it helps. For some reason, when something is like a job's not done, or something needs cleaning, it'll be in the back of my mind all the time, and it's like a monkey on your back, or at least it feels like that. So you've got to clean that thing or do that job, and then once you've done that, it's now put into the done pile of your brain. You think, right, now I can concentrate on other things. So yeah, sometimes that happens where I know that some people aren't bothered about, you know, mess and cleaning and all that kind of stuff, but for me, it's something that just sits at the back of my mind all the time, and you've got to get rid of it. You've got to clean to get rid of that feeling that's there all the time. And then once you've done the cleaning, then everything's fine. You can move forward. And I think I do function better just in a cleaner environment. If I've seen these shows where they go into people's houses and they literally can't open the door because of hoarders, it was called, where they couldn't open the door because there's so much stuff that's accumulated like for 10 years or something. And yeah, the people are keeping magazines from 10 years ago and things that, yeah, like McDonald's Big Mac containers, and they're just putting up, not even on the floor, on the boxes of boxes of boxes that are now in their house, and they're kind of crawling over boxes to get from one room to the next. So yeah, if I had that going on, I could not function on any level. It's got to be clean. Everything's got to kind of be in its place, and there can be a bit of mess. That's all fine. But a bit of mess, you know, if you think, oh, well, I can probably clear this up in maybe half an hour, then you think, well, that's all right. It's when you start thinking, this is going to take me a day or a week or a month or a year to try and clean up what's happened. Yeah, that's an environment I wouldn't be able to function in, I don't think. So, I mean, I would just kind of cancel everything and just clean. So, yeah, I don't know whether that's a quirk thing, but that's something that I do on a daily basis, just a bit of cleaning. Diane has donated £15 as well. Thank you for that, Diane. And that is a straight up donation. And Dawn has donated £3 and 49 pence. So thank you for that, Dawn. And that's a straight up donation as well. And I mean, just quickly going back to the guitar lessons idea that I was thinking of doing on the live streams. With that, I think it would be more the case that I plan it out and have a particular thing that I'm teaching at that point. You know, I have in the first lesson covering, you know, the basics and how to approach things, and then, you know, the second time that I do it is then working off the back of what we've now learned, and hopefully maybe started to have a go at home if you're watching any of the live stream lessons, and then we just go through it one by one, and I just do it in that way rather than just randomly pointing out something about, you know, playing lead guitar, and there might be some people that don't really understand what I'm saying because obviously they don't know what I know, but they might not have watched the channel for a very long time. So when I'm explaining things, they might have potentially missed that stepping stone that they need in order to get to the place that I'm now explaining things. So I think I will kind of plan it out. But I mean, there are other things that I said that, you know, could be interesting to do, like not vocal lessons, but things where people are sending me them singing. And I get emails about this where, you know, or, you know, messages on Instagram as well, where somebody says, oh, can you tell me if I've got a good voice, or if my pitch is accurate enough, or what I should be focusing on, and all these different things. And I thought, well, maybe if I got their permission to maybe show them singing on a live stream, then I can maybe point out a few things, you know, things that I probably would say in an analysis video, and yeah, maybe give them an idea of potentially what to work on, considering that on the channel we've looked at a lot of the best voices of all time. So when you're used to looking at great voices and somebody's singing, you can start to think, right, well, in order to maybe get to that next level, borrow from this particular singer or that particular singer, or work on this particular technique. So yeah, it might be interesting to do that in the future, because I am asked about lots of things guitar wise and vocals wise through emails. It takes a very long time to type it all out, rather than being able to explain it in a live stream, which is a lot quicker. So, oh, by the way, we have tonight's cover video, and it is really close. It's between I Don't Want to Miss a Thing and A Design for Life. Is that the other one? I can only see the one that's in the lead, and it's I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, which is in the lead at the moment with 51% of the vote. So if you want to hear a design for life, then make sure you vote for that one. But only 51% of the vote for I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, and we'll have a little listen to that later on, my version of that song, of course. Now, in terms of news and what's going on, unfortunately, I mean, everything's kicked off at the same... This always happens. Everything's kicked off at the same time. So, I sell my CDs, my albums through my website, and unfortunately, they became out of stock. And then I realised, all the CDs, the physical versions of the CDs, of course, you can still download the digital version of it. But anyway, so I went to sort that out, and I have to send across the design for the album, which is what I've done before, because I've done this multiple times. Thankfully, it's probably a good sign that there are no CDs left and I have to order more. But I've done this multiple times. And the company that I used before, they changed the template, which meant I had to now do the same design. Because the thing is about my album, I think, well, it's got to be consistent because it's the same album. I can't suddenly do a new design or a new album cover for an album that has a particular cover. So anyway, they changed the template, and I took people that have done graphic design and all this kind of stuff on Photoshop will know it takes ages to do this kind of stuff. So when you're given a template, and then because I had the images from before, and now the images weren't the right dimensions in order to fit, like, say, for example, their square that they've got isn't really a square. It's a little bit more like a rectangle than a square. So the width is a little bit longer. So, of course, it means that everything that I've designed before is now too short at the side. So I would either have to stretch it, which I think just looks a bit weird, or make the image bigger so that it now fills that square, which is a little bit of a rectangle. But now the problem is that it's like cropping the images on the top and the bottom, and a bit of the logo might get lost at the top. So yeah, absolute nightmare doing that. Went through it, spent probably the best part of a day just moving things and trying to get it to line up, and went through the whole process. Finally, actually, the first time I did it, I put it all through, and then they give you the final product just to review before you go through with the order, because when you're ordering lots and lots and lots of CDs, you want to make sure the designs are correct. So I went through that, and when they showed me the mock-up of the design, the inside and the back, the pictures were upside down. So I thought, well, that's great. So I then had to go away and flip over the pictures so that they were upside down to look at, but that they display the right way up. Long story short, got to the end, and I mean, this feels like it's a filled tune in the making, because got to the end and they've changed their delivery policy, and it means that it would cost like hundreds of pounds more to deliver than it used to, because of the way that it's distributed. So it means that all of that work that I've done, it gets to the end where they say, oh, and by the way, when you've ordered before, that was when we had a different thing going on, and whatever the government rules were at that time. So now it's going to cost hundreds of pounds more just to deliver it, and it's going to take 4 to 5 weeks. I've got CD orders now that people are waiting for. So anyway, yeah, all of that. Absolute pain. I had a few days off from it because I thought I can't deal with it, and then a couple of days ago I got back into it, so that would have been on Thursday, doing now another template for another company, another design, and again the template didn't match up, so I had to do that again. And yeah, hopefully I'm just waiting for confirmation that it's all fine. I've sent across the songs, sent across the designs, and just waiting for confirmation. And then if they say it's all okay, then I'm going to say, yeah, just go for it. And I did mention this on Patreon, that this company deal with you personally. It's not something that it's just mass produced. So now I've got which is, I think, a lot better. Now I've got somebody who is dealing with my order and making sure that it all goes through and it's all absolutely fine when it gets delivered, and it's going to be delivered a lot more quickly, which would be good. But yes, it's all a bit of a pain, because this is the thing, that when you do everything yourself, and I always say that people maybe don't appreciate the amount there is to do, when you get this kind of problem that's about CD orders and distribution and graphic design of the album and all that kind of stuff, at a record label, they have departments that deal with all of that. Like, the person that you're seeing performing on stage isn't getting the pixel dimensions for their album exactly where they need to be, and restocking and sending out CDs themselves and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's quite a lot of work, but hopefully once these are ordered and then we start getting the orders out there, I can then catch up, and then it'll be fine, at least for a while into the future. And now with this company, I'm going to make sure that I just stay with them, and now that I've got like potentially a representative that will deal with my order and deal with me and make sure it's all fine, I can just deal with them every time. So then we can just in the future order more CDs when they run out. Or should I say if they run out? But yeah, if and when they run out, I will then have the templates and the designs that I can just say, yes, do it again, please. It's just a shame the way that it worked with that other company. But there we have it. All a bit of a pain. But I've just noticed that we've hit 400 likes. So thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. And it means that we're looking for 10 and now 9 more people to get us to the Lights goal for tonight, and therefore have Phil Jam number 245. So it makes the maths really easy for me to work out when we're so close to the target, which is great. And yeah, I don't know what happened. Like last week, I think we probably hit the target, and I'm not entirely sure of what the numbers are, because I'm losing track a bit of where we are, where we got to, what we got last time. But every live stream, like Saturday to Saturday and Tuesday to Tuesday, we always just raise that target a little bit to make it a bit more of a challenge. But we have already hit the likes goal for tonight, so thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up and ensuring that we'll bust out the guitar and have a jam. And by the way, the Phil Jam for tonight, number 245, is almost 8 minutes in length. So that means we're going to have to get into that really early. That'll be, what, 5 past midnight here in the UK, that we'll jump into the Phil Jam a little bit later on. So I'm wondering when we might have a little bit of time at this point in the live stream to jump into something else, unless I'm thinking whether, I can see I don't want to miss a thing, still has 51% of the vote. So it's still really close. But I'm wondering if we might have time for a riff of the week or a fill tune. I feel like it might be a riff of the week thing. I always stab myself in my own back with this, because I never set anything up and then I think, oh, it'd be really cool to have a riff of the week, and then I haven't actually set it up. So, but I do this every time that I say we'll do it, and then I try and set it up while I'm talking. So I'll get this here. We're gonna do a riff of the week, and that is it. That's it, settled. And I've just decided, for whatever reason, that it's going to be a riff of the week rather than a fill tune. Maybe we'll have time for fill tune later on. Who knows? But Laura has sent me the numbers that have not been chosen yet, from 1 to 100, and there are 14, maybe. Oh, I'm just counting them up, and Laura's written at the top, 14 left. So we're going to be looking into the live chat room, and I want to get a number between 1 and 100. And I mean, I've already said in previous live streams that this is like a lottery, that if you pick the number, then that's like winning in itself, because there's so few numbers that are left to choose. So I'm going to look at some random numbers. Daisy says 47. We've had 47. And Laura says 16. We've had 16. Angela says 29. And we've had 29. And Clayser? I didn't even see what the number was. I was struggling with the username. Clarissa? Maybe it's Clarissa. But anyway, Clarissa says 66. We've had number 66. And Teresa says 99. We've had 99. And this could go on for a very long time. And Joe's in there. Joe says 6. We've had 6. Orlando says 2. We've had 2. Mariana says 33. We've had 33. Karen says 69. And we've had 69. Saxton Hill says 79. We've had 79. Somebody's going to hit this at some point. This number or any of the numbers. Laugh Out Loud can 41. Now, I have to say we are hitting the post on a lot of numbers at the moment where we are one off. If you'd gone higher or lower by 1, then we would have got it. So, Leslie says 64. We've had 64. Diamond Girl says 14. We've had 14. Jim says 90. We haven't had number 90. So Jim is our lottery Riff of the Week winner for tonight of picking the riff that we haven't had. Riff of the Week 90. Let me select that. Click on that. And right, so what I'm doing here is attempting to set up, and skip an advert while it tries to jump in there, attempting to set up the screen capture so that we can see the video as it is played on screen. Now, when I get this on screen, let's see where it appears. It's in the middle. Is that the first time that's ever happened? It's usually all over the place. But we're going to be having a listen to this. I need the name of the song. You can name the band if you want as well. But name of the song here, please. And the first one that appears on my screen is going to be the winner. And you don't really win anything. But let's have a listen. Oh, that was quick. And full disclosure, I didn't even hear that because my speakers were too low, so I couldn't hear the volume. And sometimes what I've got on my speakers is they go to sleep, which is a bit annoying sometimes. Which means that they take a little bit of audio to then wake up, and that's what happened because I haven't played any audio for a little while. What's that? Since the beginning of the live stream, maybe 40 minutes. So I'm gonna have a listen to that again because now I can hear it. And there we have it. So now let me see who. I'm gonna have to scroll up a bit here to see where the guesses started coming through. So I'm looking down. Barbara says Even Flow, Pearl Jam, and Kimberly straight after said Even Flow. So I think it may be Barbara that was the first one to get Even Flow. And then I can see underneath that, Karen says Even Flow. Corey says I don't know. And just to say Dreamy Beats says Pearl Jam, Even Flow. Joe says Aqualung, of course. Momo says Even Flow. So there we go. Lots of correct guesses. Orlando says Even Flow as well, and a few people saying Pearl Jam. So that is it. That's the riff of the week for tonight, which means what was that, number 90? It means that number 90 is now struck off the list, down to 13 riffs left out of the 100 that we started with. So congratulations to Barbara for winning. Oh, and Ninja Kitty says Kimberly Wilson is the winner, but not according to my screen. Unfortunately, it is Barbara's name that appeared first. And again, I've said this many times. Oh, let me get rid of this from the screen. I've said many times that everybody's live chat room is unique. So the order of the names that you see is different to the order of the names that I see. So it means that I will get somebody guessing it correctly and then another person guessing it correctly, and I'll see one person that got it the most quick or the quickest, and the person underneath on some people's screens will be above. So yeah, don't judge it, or that's how I judge it, is looking at my Bella, I thought Bella was saying I didn't hear it, but she's saying I did hear it today. So yeah, anyway, everyone's live stream, the live chat room is different. So yeah, don't, if you think, oh, you've said that this person won but they didn't, somebody else did it, I assure you on my screen that the person who gets it first is the person who gets it first. And it's all to do with how close you are to the servers in a particular server in the world when the live stream is happening, how quickly your message gets to that server and how quickly somebody else's. And it's all to do with ping is what it's called, the amount of time it takes to get to the server, or get to the server and then get back to the person who's posted it, or get back to me on my screen. Yeah, it's all complicated technical computer stuff as to why everything appears in different places. But there we have it. That was Riff of the Week number 90, and yeah, we will maybe do another one at some point in the future, and we'll probably be here for the whole live stream waiting for somebody to say a number that hasn't been said yet, because there are very few left. Right, now we are approaching 10 to midnight here, and somehow, I don't want to miss a thing, has held on. I think every time I've looked at the live chat room at the top, it's been in the lead, but by 1%. It's 51% still for I don't want to miss a thing. So I think I might bring this to a close now. And I almost clicked on end stream rather than end poll. It's very similar. So we'll wait for this to come through. But I think what they should do is, rather than saying like 51% to 48%, they should give you the decimal points so we know exactly how close it was. And yeah, it's 51% and then 48% without the decimal point. So I remember that we had a genuine 50-50 relatively recently. First time ever that that's happened. But this is easy for me. I don't want to miss a thing. Is the one that has won out for tonight. And thank you guys over on Patreon for requesting these two cover songs to vote between or vote for on the live stream. Obviously, it's going to be my version of this particular tune, and you'll know it. I always say from the movie. Is it Armageddon? Is that the name of the movie? The problem with movies that are about the end of the world and meteors hitting the earth and all that kind of stuff, there are quite a lot of them. So I start to get a bit confused about which one is which. But I think Armageddon is correct. And yeah, obviously Aerosmith, everybody knows this tune. I think a lot of people know it from the movie, because that movie was such a popular movie with Bruce Willis in, and I'm sure it's called Armageddon. But the thing is, my brain is saying Def Leppard would have been ideal to be on the soundtrack with Armageddon it. But no, that didn't work out. I think probably wasn't the kind of line that the movie was going for, to have Def Leppard on the soundtrack for Armageddon it. So anyway, let's jump into it. Karen says it was Armageddon. So yeah, that's good, because my brain did throw up Deep Impact as another disaster movie thing. I think that was Elijah Wood that was in that one, maybe. am I getting that confused with something else? But we had that, and oh, the other one, which was 2012. Was that another one? End of the world disaster type thing, tidal wave, all that going on. Anyway, let's get into the cover video, and I will catch you guys after this. Rock!
I could stay awake just to hear you breathing, watch you smile while you are sleeping, while you're far away dreaming. I could spend my life in this sweet surrender. I could stay lost in this moment forever. 'Cause every moment spent with you is a moment I treasure. I don't wanna close my eyes, I don't wanna fall asleep, 'cause I miss you, babe, and I don't wanna miss a thing. 'Cause even when I dream of you, the sweetest dream will never do. I still miss you, babe, and I don't wanna miss a thing. Lying close to you, feeling your heart beating, and I wonder what you're dreaming. I wonder if it's me you're seeing, and I kiss your eyes. Thank God we're together. I just want to stay with you in this moment forever, forever and ever. I don't want to close my eyes, I don't want to fall asleep, 'cause I miss you, babe, and I don't want to miss a thing. 'Cause even when I dream of you, the sweetest dream will never do. I still miss you, babe, and I don't want to miss a thing. I don't want to miss one smile, I don't want to miss one kiss. I just want to be with you, right here with you, just like this. I just want to hold you close, feel your body close to mine, and we'll stay in this moment for all the rest of time. Yeah, yeah. Don't want to close my eyes, I don't want to fall asleep, 'cause I miss you, babe, and I don't want to miss a thing. 'Cause even when I dream of you, the sweetest dream will never do. I still miss you, babe, and I don't want to miss a thing. I don't want to miss a thing.
And there we have it, with a really slow fade out and a really slow fade in. I don't know why that happened on that particular video. I'm gonna have to check the settings, because that, I mean, there's a fade in, and then there's whatever that was, which was probably about 5 seconds of me introducing the cover, and then just sitting there just gradually while the video came in. Anyway, yeah, that was my version of I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, and I don't even know where that video would be in order to change the settings. We might just have to deal with that in the future for all time, whenever it's requested and voted for. So, right, I think maybe, right, it's 5 to midnight. So we've got an 8-minute filled jam. It always takes maybe a couple of minutes to set things up, so 10 minutes. We might have time for a quick fill tune, as well as having done the riff of the week. We might jump into a fill tune. So if you want to fill tune, let me know which one, and I will then click on whichever one I see getting requested. And I mean, Joe says library. I mean, how long ago was that? Even though I know that Joe requested that maybe a couple of times quite closely next to each other with the live streams, maybe we haven't seen it in quite, maybe it's been a little bit of a while. So we will okay, we'll jump into the library again because I can see that Joe's requesting it, and then Elaine said do it for Joe. So here we go. This is the library fill tune, and just in case you're really confused as to what's going on and what this is going to be a real life story. That's what they were originally called before people started calling them fill tunes. But yeah, this is something that's actually happened in my music career in the past, as unbelievable as it is. So let's jump into the library, and I'll see you guys after. Rock!
Guys, I'm so excited. I have just managed to get us an awesome gig.
Well, I do hope our definition of awesome coincide.
Well, I know a guy who works at a pub and he said we can play there this Friday night.
You know a guy. So far, to be honest, I'm on the fence about this gig. Persuade me. Where is the venue? Will I have heard of it?
The pub is called the Golden Guff. It is in Surrey. My friend has told me it will be amazing. We need this gig.
Well, it certainly sounds like a reputable joint. It's about an hour's drive, but I'm going to trust you on this. Let's book the gig.
We won't regret it. The place will be packed. I can't wait.
Wowzers, this pub really looks like a library. Hello there. Do you work here?
Yes, I do.
Yes, we do need help. Thanks for asking. We are the band who are playing here this evening. What is the plan?
Are you sure there's live music tonight?
Well, I ruddy hope so. If not, my bandmate has yet again stitched me up, as well as himself. So, who is in charge?
I am the only person working here tonight.
Well, at least we know, therefore it will not be busy tonight. Great. Where is the stage, and we'll start to set up?
Well, whenever someone has played an acoustic guitar, they have been sitting here, so you can play in this area.
Oh my guff heck of frig. You may actually notice there are tables and sofas in the way, not to mention just being a woeful position for music.
I'm afraid you'll have to move the table and sofas out of the way then.
Well, as I'm a musician and I want to play, I will do this manual labor in addition to the hour's drive. I also assume we are not getting paid for this gig.
That is correct.
At least you're holding up your end of the bargain. Well, let's get to work, guys. These sofas look like the heaviest sofas we will ever lift in our lives.
I'll leave you to it, and I'll make sure that if you need anything, I will be impossible to find.
Many thanks for following standard protocol. Great job, guys. It only took an hour and I think I've got a hernia. But I'm sure it will all be totally worth it and not a gig we should have declined. Just the person I was looking for. So, where is the PA? Is it quite heavy to lift? And also, how many channels does your mixer have?
We don't have a PA here.
Ha 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 ha. That was a fantastically great joke. Wasn't it? Or should I say, it better have been.
No, what you see is what we have.
That, I'm afraid, is sweet guffaw. Well, what do you usually do on live music nights then?
Jacob usually does all the band stuff. He's not here today, but I have his number if you want to talk to him.
That might be an idea. At least every last detail of this gig has been meticulously planned by the venue, otherwise we could all look like absolute total amateurs. Hello Jacob, I'm Phil from the band that are playing at your pub tonight. Where is the PA? And the mixer? For the gig? Okay, so it's in your car. And you are in your car at the moment. And you're 5 hours drive away. Do you think this may be an issue? Considering we're playing in 45 minutes, you didn't realize what the time was? Oh well, that is a very acceptable excuse. I mean, how could anyone ever have foreseen these unlikely turn of events? Unbelievable. So here is the situation. The PA is 5 hours away. We have 45 minutes until we start. So this venue has quite truly rogered our collective bums in the guff.
Oh dear. I can't help feeling partially responsible for us being in this position.
Yes, I wonder why that is.
Just so you know, your friends and family are also just starting to arrive. They must have made the hour-long drive to support you.
Oh. Great. Well, as ridiculous as this sounds, I have purchased my own PA, so that if a music venue is retarded enough to not have any equipment, I have everything. It just so happens it's in my sister's boyfriend's van, who should be here shortly. So, it seems that you as a collective venue won't have egg on your face. You jammy dodgers.
I don't understand.
Oh, just that to the innocent onlooker, you'll look like you have a great PA system and are a great live music venue, when in fact you are actually a total load of rubbish guff venue. With no idea, and couldn't organize a piss-up in a brewery. Present location accepted. No offense.
None taken.
You are seriously mentally vacant. I'm going to slag off this pub to my family now. Bye.
And there we have it. That was the fill tune for tonight. Right, we have the guitar. Oh, and there's a donation that came through from Orlando for $5 saying rest in peace Mick Ralphs, founding member of Bad Company and Mott the Hoople. So thank you for that, Orlando. And another donation over on PayPal from Angela for £17.45. Thank you for that. And the message is, Phil, I watched an older live stream during the pick roulette period. Did you actually give away a guitar? So yes. I think that was a 100,000 subscriber thing that we did. And my memory is... it's a bit hazy, but it might have been Joe that won the guitar. Did Joe win the guitar? I can't remember. But we put everyone who wanted to be in the draw for the guitar on a big roulette wheel. We spun it and just saw where it landed. And yes, indeed, I did send a guitar to someone who, for some reason, I think it was Joe that won that. But anyway, of course, Joe in the live chat room can confirm or deny what happened. But let's get organised with the track that Joe has sent me for Phil Jan number 245. 7 minutes and 51. Joe says, nope, not me. Wish it was. Well, we've got to get to... So, I mean, how many years ago was this? Who won the guitar that I gave away? And this wasn't... No, this wasn't a guitar pick or anything like that. This was... Or picture of me. It was an actual guitar like this that was sent... Oh, Neil won. Many. Oh, yeah. Nick Hansen. No, it was Neil that won the guitar. Yes, a very long time ago. So that was that. This is this. We're going to be having a look at. I wasn't even ready myself there to click on it, but it has gone through loading an advert. And let me skip this. It is ethereal, spacey, ambient backing track / guitar jam in A minor smash in brackets. And this is from Pat Matrone, or Matrone, Matrone. So we will have a listen to this, see what's going on. Let me know what the levels are like. Right. I need to check my tuning on my guitar. It's pretty nice. I'm getting the heat. Advert, zoom out. There's the red dude, there he is. I think we're a bit heavier than this. Haven't even turned the microphone on. All of those great lines that have been lost. Stop. Did it stop? It did stop. Okay. There we have it.
Grammarly helps me.
Yeah, it definitely did. That was the end because now we've gone into an advert. So there we have it. There was probably, I don't know, a minute or two of me not actually playing. Well, I was playing, but you couldn't hear me because I didn't turn on the mic. So there we go. You're just going to have to imagine what I was playing, look at what I was doing on the fretboard, and if you do play guitar, you can then play it on your own guitar and see what it sounded like. So there we had it. It was ethereal, spacey, ambient backing track / guitar jam in A minor, in brackets smash. And that is from Pat Matroni on YouTube, so you guys can check that out if you want to. And there we have it. So the thing is about the beginning, it's just the same. So it's not anything different. So it's just, if people say, oh, can you play the first bit again, it would just be playing. I could just keep on playing over and over and over and over and over, but it's quite a long backing track, that one. So maybe what I could do on the live stream afterwards, I know that there's a way that you can edit it to cut out a bit. So maybe I could, for people in the catch-up crew, I could cut out the bit at the beginning, and then all of this now doesn't make sense because I say that I didn't turn on the mic, and therefore lots of stuff at the beginning got lost, but they won't even be able to see that. So there we have it. That is, I mean, bang on time. So that is, well, 1 minute over, but pretty much bang on time. There we have it for tonight's Phil Jam and just live stream in general. Orlando donated $2 and said, were you using the wah-wah pedal? So yes, I was indeed. So down here I've got the wah-wah. Yeah. I was just checking that the mic was still on, but maybe it's a little bit more. So there we have it. So yeah, got a wah-wah pedal there, and did to sneak that in now and again. So and this is the other thing, that with taking out that guitar at the beginning, which nobody could hear, it's not really editing anything because you can't hear it. So it'll just be the backing track by itself. So just cutting out the silence, maybe I'll try and do that just for as a matter of convenience for people watching in the future. So we are calling it to a close now. So I'm going to be here with another video tomorrow night, so look out for that one. And we're going to be live streaming on Tuesday, again 11 PM Greenwich Mean Time. So if you could join me there, then that would be great, because that's where I will be. Right, we are going to be calling it to a close. Thank you guys for tuning in. And all that's left for me to say is try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend. And I will see you guys tomorrow night. Rock!